Hey, what's up everyone? It's a new day, which means a new live. I was planning to do some more metal balance today, but honestly, I was getting a little bit tired of it, and I thought I'd mix things up a little bit because of this replay that I saw earlier today. I want to go through the whole thing because it was such a cool replay. This is two players at the absolute top of the ladder, and they both have some really cool teams in my opinion. One is kind of a extremely aggressive hyper offense team, which I actually want to ladder with later on today. I haven't gotten in contact with them yet, so hopefully before I actually publish this, I can get permission. If not, I mean, you're on the top of replays on Showdown. Maybe the secret's out, you know? But also here is Central Dogma's really interesting Reuniclus Beware balance team, and we're going to see why that's a cool offensive core as we get into it. So I actually want to watch this replay because, of course, these two are at the tippity top of the ladder right now, and I think there's a lot to be learned by watching replays instead of just playing all the time, you know? So leads with the T-Tar. I'm not sure what this T-Tar set was. The T-Tar, of course, can do so many things so well. He's going to leave with the Crunch on the Beware. Get the Spidef drop, but it's Rocky Helmet Beware. So that's actually an interesting tank with its fluffy ability, reduces the damage of direct contact hits. And it's going to fire back with the Drain Punch. Beware Drain Punch is nothing to screw around with, so they swap out. I think someone comments as much during the match, but this person's only fighting resist, which is fighting is a huge attacking type this generation, is the Hippowdon. So that's already kind of like that's how you can tell it's aggressive when there's not that many defensive checks going on. Another reason why fairies become so ubiquitous nowadays is defensive core, which you can see here with these two. Goes to the defog as the Curian comes in for free. Curium's gonna be able to click any move they want now. What's it gonna be? Freeze Dry or Ice Beam? Ice Beam goes to the Ice Beam. Reuniclus eats it right up. It might be max Spidef with that kind of roll. That's crazy defensive. But importantly, we see with that Sandstorm that it is not a Magic Guard Reuniclus, and it's a Future Sight, which is like the first time I ever saw that was on a BL Knights with Joey and Blender, and I think it's a Specs Future Sight set, which is really interesting because you can get a lot of like interesting interactions as we're gonna see right here. So they use the Future Sight on the T-Tar. So normally T-Tar is a Dark type, there's nothing to fear, but they're then gonna double back into their Beware, which is gonna be a great matchup for the T-Tar. And now the opponent, the Neons here, is in a terrible position where they can't stay in, or else their T-Tar dies to Drain Punch. But if they swap, then they have to eat this absolute nuke of a Future Sight from a choice Specs Reuniclus. And Reuniclus hits like, I want to say 125 special attack. I think that's it, but you know, very powerful. So it's a really interesting offensive core right there. So Beware is going to hit the Drain Punch here, boom, and now Hippowdon's going to take an absolute nuke from this Future Sight at the end of the turn. Yep, there it is. I'm genuinely surprised it lived, but now it's going to die to the Drain Punch. Great. So Central Dogma's in a great position now. This defensive core is crazy, but you cannot count out a Sand offense team this powerful. We've used this Dracovish Curium team in the past. I think that's another, like, I think that might be the best offensive core in the meta right now, because Dracovish invites in bulky water types, your water absorbers like Seismitoad, and you double to your Dracovish with a Freeze Dry. Plus, of course, Sand offense is nothing to sneeze at. It's got defensive and offensive synergy. Draco Meteor comes out. Again, this Reuniclus must have a ton of Spidef, or I'm just underestimating it, because it ate it right up. It's another double. It's got Regenerator, great abilities. It's going to be up to, what am I saying, 52%, I think? Then we're going to see Corviknight come in, defog, keeping those hazards off. There's two Stealth Rockers here, plus I think Spikes end up being on Fair Throw. So there's actually a lot of hazard control in this team too, which is surprising. Body Press is revealed. That's got a great matchup with this opponent. And now that T-Tar's dead, and there's no more Sand coming in. So if Neon wants to get something going, they got to go now. Ice Beam comes out. Toxapex swaps in. So far, they've had a lot of good answers for Curium here, which is uncommon. You know, it's one of the best wall breakers in the tier. Toxapex is going to recover, get back up to full. This is the thing, this is a balance team, and generally if the balance team can keep up the keep healthy while the offense team slowly gets worn down, because that's just the nature of offense team, is you can't go indefinitely like a balance team can. So they're slowly getting worn down, and really Reuniclus is the only one with low health right now, and it's got Regenerator, plus there's Wish support, so that's completely fine. It might even have Recover. We don't know yet. It's Specs actually, sorry, and now Curium's also getting burned. That's not going to affect its attacking prowess, but you know, between Sand and the burn, that means it's going to take Art's taking a lot more chip. If rocks get up, that's going to be pretty monstrous chip. And we're going to see Space Fetus. Interesting names here from Mew. Mew is looking to be a support Mew. I'm not sure if it's the rocker. We'll see. Yeah, that's the person that comments that Hippo is the only fighting type resist, which is, again, crazy. I think it has to be Rocky Helmet nowadays to answer all the metals around, but I guess Ferrothorn kind of fills that role too. Okay, so Ferrothorn's going to come in now. We go for spikes, get some hazard control. No, there's 2 defoggers on this team. So speaking of hazard control, Central Dogma has really good control on their own. And really, Neon has no removal beyond the extra drill, which his job is so important as an offensive core, or offensive weapon rather. Spikes are going to go back up. Are we going to see another defog? Maybe a leech seed on the defog? A leech seed on the soft bowl rather. Okay, that makes sense. It's going to fight in Corviknight, who's going to do the same thing, get rid of the leech seed and then defog whatever's up. Yeah, so now Neon's in a terrible position. I would have doubled to the Dracovish there, maybe gone for... No, actually, I think that's physically a defensive Corviknight, so it might not have even died from that. Here comes Reuniclus. He's going to go for a Focus Blast. No, goes out again. That's great for the Reuniclus because that Regenerator means he just got like a net 50% health or something like that between that Regenerator and the next one. There goes Mew again, just rotating out. Again, this Central Dogma can do this all day with its balance team. And Neon's really putting pressure right now. We'll see what happens next. Defogging, just keeping the hazards up. They're in a completely controlled position. Every time this Reuniclus comes in, it's getting more and more health. It should be threatening out this Curium right now. Curium can't afford to be lost. That's right. Dracovish comes in on the future site. Now something's going to take this. Ferrothorn's the only one who really can at this point, especially with T-Tar dead. Ferrothorn is going to use Wet Spikes. Okay, fair enough. Try to keep up the hazards. Spikes is going to have a big effect on all of the really everyone except for Corviknight, to be honest, and Clefable with the Magic Guard. With no Magic Guard Reuniclus. Going to be a Roost here from Corviknight, I'm guessing, which Curium is going to come in predictably. So normally Corviknight could probably take 1, but with it being physically defensive like I suspected it is. Oh, and the Leech Seed's coming back too, so that was a good play. I don't think it's going to be too comfortable. And then we see that the spike support is really important. Now we see why the opponent was so insistent on defogging them away, because this is an unaware Clefable, which I was using in a previous live from Zero PR. Really interesting as an anti-sweeping threat, but you know, the key to Clefable's longevity is obviously Magic Guard, so that's interesting. And it can take 1 freeze dry, and I'll be able to threaten it to back out. She's going to invite an Extra Drill. Okay, I was expecting a Ferrothorn. Extra Drill is more offensive. I like that. It's just you, Humbert. It's just you. Ironhead. So the Rocky Helmet's going to take a ton there between that and Life Orb. They really can't afford to keep that back in. We're going to see a Drain Punch, another one, so Beware's back up to full. Dracovish is low. We're going to see Toxapex. No, Psychic Fangs predicts that stays in. That's going to be a dead Dracovish. That's extremely bad for Neon. He's down to 3 Pokemon with almost no health, and we have 6 Pokemon still in Central Dogma. This is looking extremely rough. Goes for an Ice Beam this time. Does not get the Toxapex. Probably a Freeze Dry was what Central Dogma was expecting there, and it would have lived 2 Freeze Dries because I think it did about 33% before. So actually, maybe not because it doesn't have leftovers. So I could be wrong there, but gets the prediction right there and doubles out to the Extra Drill on the Toxapex because he knew he had to go to Toxapex that time. Really, really good play. It makes another double on the Corviknight. Yes, does it again. Another bang, back-to-back, awesome double. This is why keeping up hazards is so important. Predicts that they'll stay in this time. Gets a huge Ice Beam that nukes them and freezes them. So now the momentum is completely reversed, and thanks to a couple of massive double switches there, goes another double switch to the Extra Drill. This is like Neon's turning it completely on at the end of the line here. And Extra Drill's going to stay in. Earthquake. Now Beware is in range of a death. It can't go to Corviknight there because it's frozen. It'll just be a follow-up Ironhead, and nothing else can take this Earthquake. So now this Extra Drill is completely popping off. Sand or no, it's in a great position right now. Mew should be faster. Yeah, gets up a knockoff. Does not have Flare Blitz. Rapid Spins though, so we can make up for that loss of speed, and that loss of Life Orb might actually be handy because again, he wants to hit as many Earthquakes as possible right now, and that Life Orb 10% chip is probably worse than the boost in power it was providing. So bam, Mew goes down. Then we see Reuniclus here. I don't think this is going to survive. Is he going to make a double to Corviknight? Does do exactly that. It didn't have Rocky Helmet. I might have even Ironheaded there. I'm not sure if that was quite the right play. It might live this now. Ironhead, does he go for a flinch? He gets a crit. Oh my god. Toxapex comes in. Is it baiting another Earthquake? I wonder if it even ate that. I'm not sure what that calc would have been. Neon seemed to be afraid and swapped out. I wonder if it would have killed. It's probably max defense bold, and if that had lived and gotten the Scald off, that was a 100% loss. So fair enough. But the Ferrothorn gets burned, again, hurting this longevity even further. This is still about the most common defensive core you'll see in Sword and Shield right now, and it's also one of the most famously good for longevity. Although this isn't a Magic Guard class, so it's slightly damaged right there. So still, this is still a pretty good position for Dogma. It got a ton of momentum right there. It took out 3 huge problem Pokemon. But can they capitalize and finish it? Goes for the knockoff. Gets rid of that leftovers. Now this Clefable really is no longevity whatsoever besides Wish. It's going to go to Ckwnce, who's generally healing more off Regenerator than it's going to be losing from the spikes. Corviknight is still frozen, however, so I forgot to mention that. Huge in between these guys taking so much spike damage. I think Neon's definitely in a really commanding position right now. Extradel's going to come in. Oh, is there going to be attack? I don't know if it even lives in Moonblast at this point. No, is he going to go for a Rapid Spin, get off the rocks? Earthquake, again, amazing play to get the Corviknight in, and it gets the Wish back. Huge amount of health back. Now he has a couple turns to get unfrozen. If it's unfrozen, then it's going to look really bad, especially with the Body Press Corviknight. Nobody's swapping into that safely. Goes for one Rock Slide. If there's a flinch, or of course if it's thaws right there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Gets the Body Press off. Ferrothorn's also going to die here. No, goes for the Roost to play it safe. Probably a much better play than if I had gone for the Body Press in that position. Gonna swap out here. Nope, another defog, get off those hazards. Now these guys are much healthier. This is a complete reversal. That thaw was so clutch. More importantly, getting off that Wish, giving the Corviknight the chance to thaw was the most clutch part of all, because it would have died to one Rock Slide otherwise. Now the Fable's gonna come in, protect on the Ice Beam. That's gonna invite in the Toxapex. Is Neon gonna recognize this and go to Ferrothorn? Even then, I'm not sure if Ferrothorn's really got the tools here. Now Curium has 2 more turns of burn left. It's really, I think this is over. Yep, Neon makes the same call. So as you can see, I think that was one of the cooler replays I've seen in a long time. I was just browsing replays and I came across that. And of course, I've got to try the team out. It looked so much fun. I mean, what can I say? So again, hopefully Neon gets back to me. Let me check again. Oh, that's the set itself, isn't it? Online, no. Okay, well. Again, you know, it's Pokemon Showdown. This isn't a copyright. Hopefully they don't mind. And we're gonna open off with another hyper offense. I'm seeing so much hyper offense lately. Maybe I should start running my own and get like 20 games in a live instead of my slow ones. Yotacon. No more Cloyster. I mean, you're running hyper offense for yourself, guy. Okay, so if this is hyper offense, the most likely lead is got to be the Suicide Sash Excadrill or the Grimmsnarl. So something that beats both would be Hippowdon's not bad. My own Excadrill is not terrible, but if he pulls his own Excadrill, I can't risk my losing my own. It's such an important offensive asset. I don't dislike Dracovish, but no, there's going to be a Spirit Break coming from this guy. Ferrothorn's not the worst. I think, again, with these ones, it's hard because it's a 50-50. But I think I'm just going to go with my gut that we're going to get an Excadrill first, not the Grimmsnarl. Yep, that is the case. And this is the best case for that. I'm going to Earthquake. And I didn't get the set, of course, from Neon, all the sets. I just recreated as best I could. In particular, I'm pretty sure the T-Tar wasn't banded. But this seems fun to me. It puts on a lot of offensive pressure. You know, a banded T-Tar Crunch is kind of slept on because it's more of a support Pokemon these days. Interesting that they go for the Rapid Spin there. Maybe they're expecting the rocks, but even so, that's not the job of a Suicide lead, you know? I gotta assume this is Scarf, in which case I'm gonna go to my Ferrothorn. Let's see, the Fish's Friend comes out. That does a lot. This is a full Spadef Ferrothorn, but I'd be interested to see Spikes. Ooh, large carrot side, excuse me. I don't see a defog, so I'm gonna go for Spikes. Zeraora comes out. I'm gonna go back to my Hippowdon. It might just predict me and go for a Grass Knot off the rip, but I'm gonna see and scout the Life Orb first. I'd expect a bit of a close combat here. Again, we don't have a fighting resist, we just have a Hippowdon. The next best thing, to be fair, but only the Hippowdon. So I'm gonna scout it out. If it's leftovers, oh, it is. Wait, it's not leftovers so far. This person's taking a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going for a read right now. I could knock off. Knockoff would be good. I could go for a Leech Seed. I'm not gonna, in a million years, risk going to my Excadrill. That's way too important. Leech Seed does sound good. Opponent's taking a while though. When they're taking this long, I feel like they're running a Calc right now. Aura Sphere, so it's a special Zeraora. Very interesting, and it is Life Orb. So that means I'm not in a million years going to my Hippowdon. Fighting resist or not, I don't love the idea of it eating any sort of special attacking move. And we eat that right up. So I'm going to do that, and I wonder if I want to Body Press or Knock Off. Probably Knock Off, play it safe, and we get the Dragon Bolt. Unbelievable. I was trying to hit the Zeraora, but I will take it. Spell Tag. Is that the Ghost Boosting move? Yeah, cool. It's probably a Hex Protect set here. Does this next knockoff kill? I'm not sure. I can't Leech Seed in case they protect, so I'm going to knock off. This will be a 2-hit KO, like From this point, I'm going to knock off again in case they go for a swap. Hex is not doing enough. Losing the Ferrothorn isn't that important. All of a sudden, my... Oh, Hawlucha comes in. Crap. Crap. I let this guy get in for free. Okay, so now we're about the substitute. I wonder if they'll attack off the rip. Doesn't matter. This Hawlucha got in completely free. I definitely blew it there. My opponent's got a lot of health though, so I don't think it's completely washed. Excadrill will be slower after an Unburden. Another loud card set. Apologies for that. I think I go to my Dracovish because I think they're going for a substitute here, and that gives me. This is the best way to clear the substitute that I can think of. Goes for Sky Attack off the rip. Power Herbs consumes. This guy's dead. That's fine. He's definitely going for a close combat or something here. I'm surprised that Sky Attack is still the tech. The flinch is interesting. So for those that don't know, Sky Attack is a crazy powerful attack. It's certainly one way to proc the Hawlucha Unburden. But that 90%, man, I barely use Hawlucha, and I've already been screwed by that enough times to hate it. Acrobatics, that means 2 attacking moves. It's probably Sword Dance close combat for the last 2. I don't think Curium dies just yet. Oh, I don't even know. I think I'll probably just play it safe and go for the Hip Pout on Rotate. If I can get a Brox, that'd be awesome. If this invites in the Dracovish, I'll probably sack my Ferrothorn. What if sacking my own Dracovish was the right play there? If I kept in, if I known he would have gone for that, I would have stayed in. Okay, we're gonna do some damage on Hawlucha. It loses its speed boost. That's gonna be the Zeraora. I wonder if an Aura Sphere is coming up because T-Tar is not eating that. Really, again, there's no special fighting resist on this team at all to speak of. I could just go for an EQ though. I don't think. No, it's definitely got a Grass Knot. It's definitely got a Grass Knot. There's no way it doesn't have a Grass Knot, right? I wonder if Curium eats a Grass Knot into Life Sphere. I bet it does. Let's find out. Let's find out. It goes for Aura Sphere right off the rip. Interesting. I feel like if you're a special Zeraora, you would always have Grass Knot. In that situation, you would Grass Knot. So that sucks. I kind of sacked my Curium. He's not doing much anymore. All 3 outspeed him, and Grimmsnarl isn't doing much offensively anyways. So that's a sack. Unfortunate. Unless my opponent makes a choking play here. But between that, Life Orb, and Sandstorm, it's going to get a bit low now. That's good. This thing will die. That'll get in the Excadrill. Excadrill isn't great for this Hawlucha, because if I go for Excadrill Revenge Kill, then that just brings in Hawlucha. In which case, I do have Rock Slide though. It's not the greatest. I want to keep that one alive for the Dracovish though. That's tough. That's very tough. What if T-Tar probably doesn't live 1? It doesn't have a substitute, so I think I'm okay to do this. I'll go for the Iron Head in case they try to get clever. Nope, does not do that. So yeah, I need the Iron. I need the speed. Oh, it's an offensive Grimmsnarl. That explains why it took so long to come out. I was gonna say I need this one for the Grimmsnarl and for the X Dracovish. I think that Earthquake will be enough to kill it after 1 more spikes. I can't go to Ferrothorn because if they set up, then I've got nothing to stop it from setting up. I think the best play is going to T-Tar as a sack because it gets sand up again. But then what? Then what? Maybe that was the bad play. No, because it was slow. It's going to die to it no matter what. Maybe we should run Calc. Let's run a little Calc. Because Hawlucha in general, just... I knew fighting types would be a problem with this team, but little did I know. Wow. Okay, I think we win. Great. Is that right? Huh. My head calc was completely off. I would have never predicted that. So I think, unless they go for... If they get smart, actually, if they go to Dracovish now, then I'm going to be taking enough Iron Head damage, or sorry, Life Orb damage to be in threat of losing. So I wonder if they're going for a prediction. They're going to go to a Dracovish, because it'll eat up the Iron Head happily. They could even get really clever, go to Dracovish on the Iron Head, and then go back to Hawlucha on the Earthquake following up. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to underpredict for now. My opponent has been too eager to swap around so far, so I'm going to make that play. I'm just assume to just, you know, listen to music and something instead of like formulating a perfect game plan like that, but we'll see. taking their time regardless. I could have sworn that fighting type resisted Iron Head. That's probably why my head calc was so off with that. But seems like a very easy kill. Even Rapid's been doing 55%, which is kind of staggering. I'm tempted to do that, but no, we will definitely not do that. What's its defensive stats? That probably answers all. Yeah, I mean, that's really low. It's interesting how one amazing ability like Unburden can completely transform a single, like, very mediocre Pokemon. Granted, it's got great coverage, and the combination of Acrobatics and Burden is like, you know, a match made in heaven right there. So it's not completely shocking, but, you know, aside from its speed tier, there's not really anything elite about it, looking at that DT right there. Opponent is... Are we going to get a timeout? That's unsatisfying. I do think I'm in a winning position right now, but it's by no means over. Depends on what my opponent does right here. Again, if I'm my opponent, I would have made the wrong head calc and been like, I live in Iron Head from Mexico, what could go wrong? But they're taking their time. Maybe they're consulting the experts, calling the experts. It's like it's like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They're calling their lifelines. BKC, I'm up against Excadrill. What's the play? Hurry! I got 10 seconds left. BKC, hurry! Hurry! So that's going to be a DC. Man, we're getting a lot of DCs on critical games here, but we're at about 22 minutes. I'm going to call the recording there. This game's been really fun, though. I've been playing a little bit offline, too. So I think we're going to keep it up for the next one. But I hope you guys enjoyed the replay recap. Let me know in the comments if you like that sort of thing. If that was boring, let me know, and maybe I'll avoid that in the future. But I think, again, a lot of this, the purpose of the series isn't just like a capturing me laddering to 500, but it's also just like the process and how you improve. And a big part of the process of improving is watching these replays, especially with players as good as these two. So let's check the old rank. We've had a lot of wins lately. 1550. Okay. We're holding strong at the 1550. I don't think that's updated yet, because I think I was 1550 going into this live. So we're again closing in on the 1600s. We had a losing live last time, but now we're at 1-0. Bit of a quiet one. But regardless, I hope you all enjoyed. But take it easy. See you next time.